So we all had a productive session last week. Hopefully we can get all that situation solved today so that everyone leaves satisfied. Let's go over the rules again. Everyone will have a chance to speak without being interrupted, including myself. We can save the questions and comments for a little later on. Active listening is imperative, so we want to give everyone the opportunity to explain their perspective on the situation. After everyone listens, we can exchange questions and comments to correct any misunderstandings. You will discuss the options and then review the decisions you like best. While you are all agreeing on these decisions, I will be recording all of this to keep track. And afterwards, you all will agree for a good after I recap.
So last week, we all agreed to work together to find a solution. So let's start with a recap of what we discussed last week, and then we can make a topics list and go from there. Evan, you told us you felt that Chuck wasn't doing his part for the assignments. And Chuck, you said that Evan was pressuring you into a too short time frame. There was also a mention of a difficulty in getting together to work on the assignment together. Chuck, why don't you start with the topics you would like to discuss?
Well, I would like to discuss the time frame of the assignment. I feel like I don't have enough time to do my part of the assignment between our meetings about the project.
Okay, good. Evan, what about you?
I don't think Chuck is working on assignments until the last minute, and he's barely meeting the requirements. This is my grade too, and I would really like to get a good grade to keep up my GPA.
Anything else?
Yeah, we never talk about the assignment together except for a few times we are able to meet after class, and even then that turns into arguing pretty fast and we accomplish nothing.
So it sounds like our problems are still the time frame of the assignment, finishing assignments correctly, and communicating.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It seems like communicating might be the main issue here, so we should start with that. What methods do you guys use to communicate?
All we do is text, but our schedules are basically opposite, so we go hours and sometimes days without responding to each other. And even when she responds to me, it's usually 1 or 2 word responses that does not contribute to the conversation.
Often he texts me when I'm at work and I'm unable to check my phone, or when I'm going to bed at night. I work all day and then I have to go to bed early to be able to get up and go into work and then get my homework done after work.
How about meetings between you two? Is there any way you can get together more?
I really don't think there's a way. I'm just too busy with work and homework, and I already spend most of my time on these things and barely even have time for myself.
I'm not really available either. I have a similar workload of homework, and I need to spend time with my kids too.
Well, what about Evan's complaint about Chuck not meeting the requirements of the assignments?
I do the assignments to the best of my ability, and I meet the requirements set out by the instructor. Evan just has these extra things she likes to incorporate in the project, and it just doesn't seem possible to add that to the requirements we already have.
That is true. I do like to add some extra stuff because it will get us a better grade. I guess I might have been a little pushy with that.
Well, it sounds like you two might be ready to discuss options to solve your problems.
I sure am. Maybe we could work out a phone schedule to discuss the project and what our expectations are for it and each other as well as our progress. Twice a week for a few minutes wouldn't be too difficult to schedule.
I think I can work with that. And if we put all of our information on Google Docs instead of keeping our work on our own computers, we can collaborate better and we will know what each other has done. I think there's also an option to add comments to documents without changing the information in the document, so we could leave each other feedback as we go. I can also stop asking Chuck to do the extra things I want him to do so that he can focus on the instruction from the instructor.
Okay, great. This was a very productive session. You two will communicate better through Google Docs and have a 5 to 10 minute phone call twice a week to discuss the project and your progress. You will discuss expectations for the project so that you two can set realistic goals both about the project.
Do you both agree to these solutions?
Sounds good to me. I have no problem with that.
It seems that you two have found solutions that should work for you. Thank you both for working together on this, and I'm sure that if you remember what was discussed here and to stick to the agreement, you will be able to finish the semester with no problems.